I am so glad to be with you today. If you have ever wanted to know what do the managers think when they go through interviews, today is a day that you want to watch this video, this live in its entirety, because I'm going to share with you some secrets that managers don't really say out loud that directly impact their ability to hire you depending on what you do. And I want you to be ahead of the game as always and be able to accelerate and do very well in your next interview. So if you're interested in trying to become that candidate that really stands out by the way they communicate, then you'll definitely want to watch the video to the very end, because I'm going to give you 4 secrets that managers will not tell you about in your interview. Now, if you are watching the replay, feel free to let me know if you have any questions specifically as it relates to this topic. Interviewing is a big topic right now. A lot of people are unfortunately out of work and they're looking for different employment opportunities with the dynamics that are going on right now. And this is something that people are really wanting to do. So I want to share with you those interview secrets that your manager doesn't want you to know that influences their hiring decision. I'm going to share 4 of them with you today. Now, I do want to preface this by saying that for those of you who are in the process of interviewing, or perhaps you're looking at your resume, I am offering some very special services this week to help individuals really move forward in that process. I will put some information in the description below. You're welcome to email me at info@exciteexcellence.org, and I will be able to provide you with some personalized, custom one-on-one support as it relates to preparing you for your next job interview. We'll do practice interview sessions, and I will take a look at your resume and provide you with an expert level review to tell you some things that you might want to change on it so it stands out a bit more based on the job descriptions you're applying for. And if you need some help in terms of leadership coaching, I'm here to support you. This is a fantastic time to do it. We're going into Q2. And as I mentioned, a lot of people are looking for jobs. So let's go ahead and get started. For those of you who are watching the replay, well, I'm glad to have you here. And for those of you who are joining live, welcome, welcome. Glad you're here today. Absolutely. Please place in the comments where you are joining from, so I know where you're coming from in this beautiful world that we're in right now. But we're going to go ahead and jump into the secrets, the interview secrets that your manager does not want you to know. Now, while I'm going through these secrets, I will make sure I say hello to those of you who are joining live. I appreciate you being here. So we have Aubriana. She says, hello. I'm Barat. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Aubriana is from New Jersey. Okay, very good, very good. I spent some time in New Jersey and in New York. So glad to have you here. And feel free to let me know where you're joining from. And if you have any questions specifically as it relates to the interview process, let me know. I'm here to support you on your journey and give you some additional insight in terms of what you can learn from me as a C-suite executive and a director and a manager for over 20 years that will absolutely fast track you, and you'll get to learn behind the scenes of what happens to managers and what they think. All right, so Brat says, hello, hi, how are you? I'm doing fantastically well. Thank you so much. And Aubriana she is in Callahan, okay, in Jacksonville, Florida, I think. Okay, well, awesome. Very, very good. Fantastic. If y'all have any questions as it relates to interviewing, preparing for interviewing, anything related to interviewing, resume, communication, leadership, being a woman in leadership, anything, just let me know. I'll be able to help you. All right, Stockin, hello, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you here today. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And as you all are coming in, I'll make sure I say hello. Just place where you're coming and joining from in the comments. So I appreciate that. Okay, Aubriana, yes, well, thank you for subscribing. Well, thank you. Absolutely. I appreciate you being here. I have a lot of content that is specifically related to women in leadership like yourself to help you accelerate your career growth. So let's go into it. I want to talk to you about those interview secrets that your managers do not want you to know. And the very first secret I want to share with you is when you go into the interview, the first thing that they typically will ask you is, tell me about yourself, right? That's usually the very first question a lot of places ask you. Now, most people will jump in to tell you about yourself and they'll just tell about themselves. So we talked about this briefly yesterday during our live. Now, what I would recommend for you to do, and instead of saying, my name is Mary, my name is Misty, or whatever the case may be, tell them you are thankful for the opportunity. So you may say, thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm glad that I'm here. This is a secret. This is an interview secret, because anytime a manager hear someone say, oh, thank you for the opportunity, thank you for having me here, we as managers take a little bit of a breath, literally. And we think, oh, okay, well, this person is very nice. Because majority of the time, candidates will not do that. They will not say they're thankful for the opportunity. They will just jump right into, this is what I did, this is how long I did it, and go into the normal tell me about yourself that people do and the mistakes that they make to do it. So your very first secret I want to share with you is be grateful and just say thank you for the opportunity. That will help you stand out from other candidates. The backstory to that as to why it's important for you to say that is, as managers, we receive a lot, did I say a lot? A lot of resumes, especially in today's market. It's very competitive because a lot of people are applying for positions. And so when we fine tune it and we decide we have a select group of people we want to interview, then you are individuals that we believe will be a great fit for the company. So saying you're grateful and just saying thank you for the opportunity will go a long way as it relates to your interview. Now, the very second secret that I want to share with you in terms of interviewing and that your managers do not want you to know will be to compliment them or gain some insight or ask questions about their experiences. This is a great way for you to learn a bit more about them and to see what kind of manager they are. For example, if you're in an interview setting and they are talking to you about the company briefly, I would ask a question, and I would specifically ask, well, tell me a bit more about your experiences in terms of being in this particular industry or with the company. How have things been for you? That gives the manager the opportunity to talk briefly about themselves, and this is a great way for you to learn more about them, and it lets the manager know that you are able to have a conversation with them. Most of the time when people have interviews themselves are a bit awkward because they're not really conversations. They're people asking you questions. However, if you're following my channel and subscribe to my channel, you know I'm teaching you skills in terms of how you can communicate at that higher level than your peers, so that when you have an interview, it doesn't feel like just an exchange of information. It feels more like a conversation. So if you think about it, when you're talking to someone that you meet at let's say an event, or at a store, or you're having a conversation, one of the things you typically will ask is a bit about them. So use this secret. I'm telling you, it will work. Use this secret when you are interviewing for your positions to learn a bit more about your manager. It will help you tremendously, and I will guarantee you, regardless of how things go, you will absolutely stand out from them. And you will stand out from the other people that are interviewing, because most people do not think to ask a bit about the interviewer. They think it's just a conversation in terms of them telling you what to do and you answering the questions, but not necessarily. That's why you're learning these expert level tips from this channel. So I've shared with you 2 secrets already so far. And for those of you who are joining, welcome. Glad you're here today. Feel free to ask any questions you have as it relates to preparing for the interview process. I will absolutely answer them for you and give you over 20 years worth of advice in about a few minutes. So let me know any questions that you have, and I'm here to support you on your journey. And feel free to subscribe or like the video if you're liking the video content so far. Now, we've talked about 2 secrets that your managers do not want you to know as it relates to your interview. So the first secret was being thankful for the opportunity, making sure you verbally say that at the beginning. The second was to compliment the manager or get an understanding of what their experiences have been. Ask those questions, learn a little bit more about them. That tells you a lot about them as a manager, because they may say something that completely throws you off and you think to yourself, I don't want to work for this person. So you need to know. It will absolutely make you stand out from other people. The third secret that you need to know that managers do not want you to know as it relates to the interview is that they legitimately want to have a strong candidate. Now, there may be some opportunities in some positions where they're not looking for strong candidates, but if you're watching this channel, you're trying to elevate your communication skills to that next level. And more than likely, the positions you're applying for, they're looking for very strong candidates. And they're looking for people that will help to elevate their organization, their company. So if you can present yourself as that candidate that has a very concise message, has developed their stories, as we've talked about in many of the videos on this channel, in terms of getting your stories together so you can speak concisely in an interview, and you've been able to show your value, show the amazing transformation you've done potentially at another company or with another group, and talk about how specifically you can help their organization go to that next level, that automatically will position you as a very strong candidate, and you will absolutely stand out from everybody else. So make sure you have that in mind. You want to showcase why you are the most amazing person in the world, because you are, and you want to make sure that your manager that you're interviewing with, or your recruiter, or etc., knows and gets a sense of, wow, if I hire this person, we're going to be in a fantastic place. So that is my third secret for you today. Now I want to go into the fourth, and this is the final secret I want to share with you. There's a lot more secrets I can share with you. Let me know in the comments below if you want to learn more secrets that managers do not want to tell you as it relates to your interviewing. I will let you know that. So let me know in the comments below, or if you're watching the replay, feel free to let me know what your thoughts are. But the fourth and final secret that I want to share with you that your manager does not want you to know as it relates to your interview is that they want you to ask questions. Please ask questions at the end of your interview, or if you're having a dialogue and a discussion and you have a question, as I mentioned earlier, about someone's experience, how have they been at the company, how has the process been, or etc., ask those questions. Because if you go into an interview and you go through your process and at the very end they ask you, do you have any questions? And you say, no, I don't have any questions, you answered everything. It shows that you're very disengaged with the interview and you don't have anything to say. And as I mentioned, for my third secret, they want to hire strong candidates, very strong candidates. And this is something that will be absolutely very helpful to you as you're applying for your positions and interviewing. So if you've ever been in situations where you're interviewing for positions and you're not getting any responses back, or you're going through countless interviews and interviews and interviews, but nothing is falling through, there's obviously a lot of variables that can factor into that. But I will tell you that these 4 secrets I've shared with you today will absolutely help you to stand out from other candidates and be that person, that candidate of choice that they are looking for. Now, I do want to give you a bonus, something else for you to consider as it relates to being that candidate, and a secret that people tell you when you're going into interviews. How you dress is really important. So you want to go into an interview looking very professional. If you have a blazer, fantastic. If you don't, wear a very nice dress shirt or dress pants, just to make sure you look the part. This is something that is very important. I have had interviews done with candidates in the past where they have been for different positions and they have came into the interview not dressed appropriately. I have seen it all by this point. In 20 years, I've seen people come to interviews with t-shirts on. I've seen people come to interviews with sweatpants on. Can you believe that? Sweatpants. And that's just the way they thought it was supposed to be. So that is a bonus for you that will help you be able to do very well when it comes to your interviews. So if you are just now joining, welcome, welcome. I am sharing with you 4 secrets your manager does not want you to know as it relates to your interview in this process. And if you are just now joining, I'm glad that you are here. I'm glad you took a few moments out of your time with me today. And if you have any questions, let me know. But I'm going to share with you 4 interview secrets that your manager does not want you to know that influences their ability to hire you or their hiring decisions. The first secret is to be thankful for the opportunity. Make sure you say that. If you want to know more, you'll need to watch the replay. The second is to compliment or ask questions about their experiences in that role. Third will be to make sure that you understand they want to hire a strong candidate. So show them, tell them how amazing you are and how you're the right fit for this position. And finally, you want to make sure that you ask questions at the very end of your interview. It shows you're engaged and will automatically help you stand out as a woman in leadership when you're interviewing for different positions. So I hope that this information is extremely helpful to you. If you like this content, feel free to leave me a thumbs up. It really does help the information to go out to other individuals. And as I mentioned at the very beginning of this live, there are a lot of services that I will provide to you this week. If you're in the middle, right? If you're in the middle, you have a resume that you're trying to get reviewed, you need some insight on, or perhaps you have an interview coming up, I will help you be able to ace this interview and do very well. So reach out to me at info@exciteexcellence.org. I have different ways I can support you on your journey as you are preparing for your interviews and getting your resume reviewed, and also helping you with leadership coaching. I have some special things I'm offering just for my audience this week that will absolutely help fast track you with your interviews and with your resumes. So email me at info@exciteexcellence.org, or follow me on any other platform in addition to YouTube. I am on LinkedIn at Dr. Jacinta Lamantai. I am on Instagram at Excite Excellence, the name of my business, and I am on other platforms as well. But those are the main ones I spend my time on, in addition to being here on YouTube. So if you have any questions in the comments, please leave them below. I will absolutely answer them for you. I do want to share one more bonus with you. I know a lot of you are wanting to get some support as it relates to helping you get to the place where you are doing very well with your interviews. So I promise I will place things for you and review the first portion of your resume, the actual professional summary. If you want to put it in the comments, I'll review it for you, give you some insights of things you might want to work on to help your resume stand out. That's something I'm going to do specifically for my audience here on YouTube, because you all have been amazing, and I really appreciate you just subscribing to my channel and being here with me, a part of the journey to learn and advance in your careers as women in leadership. I know a lot of you may be coming from different backgrounds. You may not be in my audience as women in leadership, and that's okay. I'm glad that you're here. It just indicates to me that you are really trying to elevate your communication skills, and I want to be able to support you on your journey if you're in my audience or if you're not. So if you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.